All right, so this is going to be a random video. And the reason why, I mean, everything, you see how we talk about, you know, we're in this is the life stage, the big stage. You're in a certain stage in life. You know what I'm saying? We're all playing out our scripts. And when you become aware of these scripts, you could tweak these scripts around and actually become the director and the star of your movie. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you put yourself in a victim mode, you're basically you're not even a supporting role. You're just the background, you're like the extras in your movie. You know what I'm saying? But think about it. When you're the star of your movie, you could be the villain or the hero, but they're the ones that stand out. You know what I'm saying? Does the person always complaining stand out? Not, right? The person who takes responsibility and accountability for themselves, their health, their life, their spiritual, strength and experience, their, just basically overall, just taking accountability. You know what I'm saying? Accountability is you being the CEO of your business. Because think about it. If you have a big business, normally you hire an accountant because they handle your finances. You know what I'm saying? But when you become accountable, you're basically all those things for your business. You know all the ins and outs of your systems. Because again, I could talk to people about, certain systems outside of themselves, and they know a lot about what's going on in the government based on media. They'll know a lot about the religious system based on them being in that type of community and whatnot. But think about this. When you get to really be the CEO of your business and know certain systems within you and how these things are responsible for a certain frequency, you know what I'm saying? Like your circulatory system, endocrine system. And I'm very passionate about the endocrine system, by the way. I feel like a man needs to have a very, very good, strong functioning endocrine system because that affects a lot of the other systems. You ever seen a guy with bad hormones, man? Bitchy, moody, female-like, you know what I'm saying? And it's an imbalance, you know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that a man has to be 100% manly. You need to act like a man and be a man, but you also have to know how to connect to your feminine side. And that is being in tune with the feminine aspect of yourself. You have better connections with the feminine energy outside of you. Females, and even understanding women to the point that you couldn't fathom even laying a finger on a girl or even saying a bad word to a girl. That's what I'm talking about. Because a lot of guys, they curse at their girl, they beat their wives up and whatnot. That's completely having a total disconnect from your feminine aspect. And you're this is Mother Earth, they call it, right? So you'll have a better connection to Mother Earth when you do ground your energy. You get what I'm saying? Because you're planting this is why they say mankind. You know what I'm saying? It's like they'll involve even females in that. Mankind planted himself on the soil, and you basically now you have to develop a strong root system here. You know what I'm saying? And it's basically, you swimming in these energies. You know what I'm saying? This is what you're swimming in this wave of energy, and you have to know how to, manage the uppers and the lower realms and have them integrate, work with each other in a symbiotic relationship like I just spoke about in my previous video. All right. So the reason for this video is we talk about the scripts playing out. Certain things happen. Like we could watch certain sports such as wrestling, right? WWE, which is fake, but there's always real life drama. But in wrestling, there's scripts played out. We already know what the outcome of it is going to be. Now I'm watching UFC, and you can see that in UFC, for example, it's not scripted. These people are really beating the shit out of each other. You know what I'm saying? But it's funny how certain things still play out. You know what I'm saying? Certain scripts are played out. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily mean it needed to be, staged like WWE, although it is still staged to some extent. They just played out their scripts the way they were supposed to. Like I watched the fight last weekend with Tyron Woodley. He's a black man. All right. And he was really heavily into the Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? Because his whole gimmick, for months already is that, they're being racist toward him. And Dana White, who's the promoter and the boss, is basically a white man. And he doesn't like Tyron Woodley. But he doesn't like Tyron Woodley because Tyron Woodley bitches a lot. And fans don't like him anymore because of his fighting style. He's so one-dimensional. He was the reigning, defending welterweight champion for a long time, too. He was a force to be reckoned with. But, they already figured out how to break that puzzle, how to figure out that puzzle. So he got beat by the Kamaru Usman, who's from Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? And he's now the welterweight champion. Now, Tyron Woodley only had 3 losses in his career prior to that loss to Kamaru Usman. Okay? That loss, it marks his 4th loss. Then after that, he went on two more fights to lose. where he fought a guy from Brazil named Gilbert Burns, and then he fought Colby Covington, which was the fight that we just saw this past weekend. Now, Colby Covington is a white guy, pasty white. You know what I'm saying? And he actually is all about MAGA. He wears the red hat. He looks like a guy running for office. You know what I'm saying? And he's actually promoting Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? He's actually good friends with Donald Trump, actually. And when he beat Tyron Woodley, the president actually called him to congratulate him, which I think was pretty cool. But you know what I'm saying? He's talking about make America great again. You know what I'm saying? Make the UFC great again. He was talking about Tyron Woodley's a boring champion. Make the welterweight division great again. And that's what he said he's there to do. Now, Colby Covington was going to get cut from the UFC, but he had to do a major heel turn, bro. And the heel turn that he did got him to the point that he's at now. Like one of the most popular fighters in the UFC. And people fucking hate him, but because of the shit that he was saying racist shit, saying that Brazilians are pieces of shit, dirtbags. He didn't say anything about black people, but he was talking like crazy. And when he goes up against somebody, crazy disrespectful. But before he knew he was going to get cut from the UFC, he was just normal, a regular UFC fighter. He did a crazy heel turn, talked mad shit. But the crazy thing is he's backed up everything he's done. He's actually an awesome fighter. You know what I'm saying? And he was going to get cut from the UFC. Now, funny enough, Tyron Woodley's name is Tyron the Chosen One Woodley, and the other guy's name is Colby Chaos Covington. Okay. Now, we always talk about the chosen one. I can't help but to always see YouTubers talk about the chosen ones, or I'm the chosen one. And if you're the chosen one, it's like kind of that Jesus Christ, you know what I'm saying, energy that I feel out of it. Like I'm supposed to look up to him because he says he's the chosen one. When in actuality, it's not even about that. It's about, the one, not the chosen one, but the one. You self-actualize and self-realize that you're here by yourself and you choose yourself. Once you self-actualize, that's your initiation into your power. You get what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's why when I look at Tyron Woodley, he's got that Jesus Christ now kind of energy that I see to him. You know what I'm saying? And the way everything played out, it was just so fucking funny to me because you see, he had 3 losses prior to his defeat and losing that welterweight title. And now he has 3 straight losses afterwards. I see the number 33. Jesus died at 33, right? And then if you look at Tyron Woodley's name on Gematria, and the value of it is actually one of the values is actually Jesus Christus. All right. And Dana White is actually suggesting that he retires. But then you got guys like Cowboy Cerrone who fought in that same, card, and he's got 5 straight losses. You know what I'm saying? And now they're telling him that he should retire. You know what I'm saying? And there's people who's had, their career, tarnished, to the point like I'm talking about, bad publicity, and even just, outside of the sport, they run into trouble with the law and, what I'm saying, sexual harassment shit. And they've never been told to retire, but they're telling Tyron Woodley he should retire. So they're trying to kill it at 33, right? He was getting fucked up throughout the entire fight. And Colby Covington actually ended up on top of him, brutal ground and pound. And then Tyron Woodley managed to get, Colby Covington in a sort of like a guillotine hold. And what's happening here is that, they're kind of wrestling on the bottom, and they moved in a certain position where Tyron Woodley actually ended up verbally submitting because he broke his rib. He's like, I broke my rib. And then, the fight was actually called off on, the 5th round due to a TKO. So it's pretty funny how that plays out because he has a broken rib. Jesus Christ's rib was wounded as he was on the cross. Why do I say this? Because, see, Tyron Woodley's name, they call him T-Wood. And then T is the cross, and then that's like wood is the wooden cross. You know what I'm saying? He's got that 33 that I saw between, his last 3 to the 3 straight losses, which actually he has 6 losses now. But just the fact that that welterweight title was that cutting point, that's 33. T-Wood, right? And then he has the rib injury in the end of round 5, but the funny thing here is that he's promoting Black Lives Matter, you know what I'm saying? All this type of stuff. And then he's on the floor saying, I can't breathe. You get what I'm saying? And it was a white man who was actually messing him up on the top. And just look at how it played out. You know what I'm saying? This video may mean absolutely nothing to you, and you may not even know what I'm talking about because you don't watch UFC. But the reason for this video is to just think about how things play out, all right? Scripts play out, okay? Regardless if they're staged literally or not, they're still staged in another way, not in this physical way where we're writing it down as a blueprint, but it is already scripted, all right, beyond space and time, okay? And these things are playing out. I can't help but to have met somebody at my job, okay? Her I don't want to say her name, but you know, her last name is Moore, and we got into a 3-hour conversation, man. And I mean, she came in, we got into a 3-hour conversation. She's a heavy churchgoer, big believer in Jesus Christ, and it wasn't a debate that we had. What we had was a conversation where we were kind of like building off where we're at. You know, her point of view and my point of view. And when I say build, there's no way to build if there's a total polar opposite way of thinking versus mine. But a lot of what she was saying was tying in and literally connecting a lot for me on what I know. And I could see that it was raising an eyebrow for her when I was kind of shooting certain things at her. You know what I'm saying? Where she wrote some stuff down because she wants to do some research on certain things. But you know what I'm saying? It was, and it's not like she was indoctrinating me to go to church, and I wasn't indoctrinating her into not believing in Jesus Christ. It was like a really good, healthy relationship, and I realized, conversation, and I realized that it's not about, you know, somebody being at the total polar opposite end of what your beliefs are and what your beliefs are, like that you should be versing each other. Believe it or not, man, there's always something that somebody is showing you. And this girl showed me something. And believe it or not, you know, since that weekend, which was Saturday, up until today, which is Friday, I mean, I couldn't help, but I'm seeing the name Moore everywhere. See, there's a guy running for office here, Moore. I see Moore in a sign, Moore paintings, more than, and then it's Moore, even to the point where I saw one sign where it was moi, where it's basically MOI with the apostrophe RE, which is basically like a Canadian way to spell it, I guess. I don't know. But it's like, man, why am I seeing this everywhere? You know what I'm saying? I don't know yet, but it's up to me to find out. But it's crazy how I'm seeing this last name everywhere, dude. It's like everywhere. I can't help but to, and it's funny because I'm like, wow, this, how crazy, it's like crazy. But then I'm not surprised because it's like, this is my dream. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, maybe it was there all the time and I'm just aware of it now just because I got to know that person's last name that day. You get what I'm saying? And you know how they talk about law of attraction, like, you know, you want a certain vehicle and now all of a sudden you start seeing it everywhere, but maybe it's always been there. Or maybe you start to, you know, take inventory of certain colors in your room and all of a sudden, you know, certain colors pop out that you weren't aware of before, but they've always been there. You know what I'm saying? You just basically overlooked it. You know what I'm saying? It's like your reality is kind of like that. Things are there. Like truth is hidden in plain sight, but you're just overlooking it because you're not reading between the lines. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like that whole thing I'm talking about with the UFC and the MMA and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because I just see it as that script at this moment in time for that to just be all coincidentally put together and played out. You know what I'm saying? And him to say, I can't breathe on the floor. Well, let me turn this off. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, it came down to a Black Lives Matter versus MAGA, Make America Great Again. You know what I'm saying? And then just how everything turned out. You know what I'm saying? And how it just, I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, everything that's playing out right now and then the way this kind of just looks, and just by watching UFC, you know what I'm saying? That's basically what it is. You know what I'm saying? I can't help but to watch movies and same thing. You start to see certain things. You know what I'm saying? You go in the garden, certain things that, you know what I'm saying, just happen is certain things that just show itself. You know what I'm saying? Everything's just basically speaking to you. You gotta just, so you gotta open yourself up to being able to communicate in alien language because it ain't talking to you in English. You know what I'm saying? But it is talking to you in different ways, and your body does that. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got your feeling that nobody really, you know, we're in this realm to feel and experience. And, you know, that's basically coming from the lower realms. And then all of a sudden we look at the lower realms as a bad thing. We don't want to feel. We're afraid to feel, but we should feel. You know what I'm saying? And when we feel, whether it's whatever emotion it is, when you start to do the work as to where it's even coming from, that's where the strengthening and healing starts to occur because now you're diagnosing the situation. You're getting to the root cause of the problem. So that's all I got for this video. You as I mentioned in my previous videos, I'm going to be doing consultations. It's basically going to be on health. It's going to be basically on any type of topic that you want to get into. I feel very confident in the fact that I have the proper tools to, be able to help people, but I'm not going to charge. You know what I'm saying? I'm basically leaving it up to you to whatever you want to donate, or even if you got something out of my videos, I would like it if you can donate. You know what I'm saying? Because that's going to help me sustain myself here. But, either way, there's not coming from a space of lack. Just to let you guys know, it's not like I'm needing anything. I'm doing it because I am actually looking for different ways to be able to sustain myself here in this realm. But in actuality, the reason I still feel abundant at all times is because the energy that I'm building spiritually, I am trickling that down here where I feel like I never really need anything. But I also feel that I'm going to be able to talk to the right people that are going to help me in turn, okay, connect some stuff for me. And the right way to show people something is being able to tune to them, and they're going to, tell you about themselves. They're going to be showing you something in turn. And in turn, it's going to make you a better technician as far as to how to be able to now diagnose more people after that. You get what I'm saying? You learn from your actual patients. It's not where they're coming to you, they give you the problem, and then you just give them a solution by giving them a medication. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it even has to do with spiritual building. And think about this. You're the God of your time here. Because you are time. You are Father Time. Why do you think you tell people, I'm going to give you 5 minutes or I'm going to give you an hour? And I don't got time for that. You say that because you are time. And if you're not going to give people your time, it's because you don't have enough time and you're not in control of your time. But if you can set aside time for people and set aside time for yourself, especially to be able to give time to other people, because you giving time to yourself is giving yourself the attention and energy to be able to build something to give to people. You get what I'm saying? So if you're interested in that, I'm going to leave my email in the description. And that's all I got right now. And we'll talk soon. And if you got something out of my videos, again, see, you have to understand you don't have to do that. But if you do, it's an exchange. It's a give and exchange thing. And you may be unlocking things for yourself if you're in that state of appreciation and you're able to pass something over to me in that way. Okay. So yeah, we'll talk soon.